Clueless about your career path in the middle of a pandemic? Having first-hand knowledge of what it's like to answer the question, Paano ba to? To answer these questions, please welcome our first speaker of the day, host, presenter, and author, Bianca Gonzalez.
Hi everyone! Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I love it. Okay, so I wanted to start my talk by hearing from you guys. Okay, so I do have a question to ask you first. I want to have a bit of a feel of the room. Okay, so my question is, who of you have an idea of what you want to do in terms of your career? So a poll is supposed to pop up here and you have three choices. Yes, I know more or less. What fields I'm interested to work in kasi pwede namang more than one field. The second choice is I have a few ideas of what I want to do, but to be honest, hindi pa ako sure. Like, hindi talaga ako sure. And the last choice is, honestly, I don't know yet what to do. I have no idea what to do. So these are the three choices. Please submit your answers. Click whichever it is. And I would love to know what your answers are. Okay, can I see the results? Sabi ni Fred, yes to more than one field. Okay, there you go. 60%. Okay, so it's good to know that 60% have a few ideas of what you want to do, but you're not really sure yet. Winner, ang 33% who sort of are sure where they want to be. And to the 7% who honestly don't know yet what you want to do, I want to say that it's okay. And to be honest, yung 7% na yan really proves na hindi kayo nag-iisa. Hindi kayo nag-iisa nalolost sa lahat ng ito. So thanks for sharing your honest answers. And I will need more of your honest answers for this particular talk, okay? Because I can't exactly give you the answers, of course, to the question kung paano ba malalaman ang career path mo. But to be honest, dinagdagan din. I would like to say hello to NYLON Manila EIC Angelo. Dinagdagan niya, sabi niya, paano malalaman ang career path ko? Yun ang title ko. Sabi niya, dagdagan natin ng sa gitna ng pandemya. Sabi ko, shucks, what a challenge. Sa gitna ng pandemya. And I think one thing that the pandemic has given most of us across the board, whatever field, whatever age, is really time, right? More time. Especially now we're entering season X of a tighter lockdown. So for all of us who are still figuring out life, and I am including myself kasi honestly, I'm still figuring out things as it goes, we should use this time to figure things out, okay? We can't just go on with our day thinking that the answer will come without us intentionally carving out time or the headspace to figure things out. So today, I am talking about paano ba malalaman ang career path ko. And again, I cannot give you the answer because only you can answer this very important question. But I'm here to share a bit of my story and a few questions that you can ask yourself to help you figure things out. Honestly, nung sinusulat ko yung talk na to, ito yung mga questions na sana alam ko nung college ako. So I really hope that they help you. And one favor lang with you answering all these questions, you have to be 100% honest with yourself. Kasi, and one of my favorite quotes is, the only person that you cannot lie to is yourself. So I will be flashing a few questions later. Feel free to take down notes or screenshot, whichever it is, para you can take your time this weekend, the next 2 weeks that we're at home, to really think about your answers. Okay, so, sorry, may I request for the music just to be a bit lower? Yeah, sorry, I hear it in my ear. Okay, So I want to share with you, this was me when I was your age. So this was a good 20 years ago because I'm 38 now. And as I understand, most of you are in your late teens, early 20s. Can you drop in the chat box your age, guys? 21, 16, 19, yeah. So this was me when I was your age. This is me in college hanging out in our bench. And if I was asked the poll question earlier, to be honest, my answer would be the first one. I know more or less what fields I'm interested to work in. Because this Bianca that you see here was so sure. I was 100% sure that I was going to be a filmmaker. That was my big dream, to become a writer and director for film. The reason I took communications and took production track in college was because I wanted to become a filmmaker. Anyone here want to do film or production as well? So yeah, I was on my way to becoming one because when I was in third year high school, I applied to be a part-time brainstormer for the creative development group in ABS-CBN. So basically, grupo kami that would come up with concepts for new shows, ipipitch namin sa mga boss, and eventually, kapag ma-approve yung concept, we would be deployed as writers. So I got 3,000 pesos a month. I worked late nights after school, and I learned so much about the TV industry. So ayun na, I felt it. Ayan na, I was slowly but surely inching my way towards my filmmaking dreams. Pero something extremely unexpected happened along the way, and my dream to be a filmmaker did not come true. Okay? So, ta-da! I was so shy. I still am so shy. It may be hard to believe, but I was so shy growing up. But sometimes God opens a door for you that was never even in your plans or never even in your wildest dreams, that you have to decide and weigh if it's something you are willing to overcome your fears for, right? So I've always been a behind the scenes kind of person. Kaya nga filmmaking gusto ko. Throughout grade school and high school and even college, kapag may school play or school film, ako yung behind the scenes. Ako yung writer, ako yung sa props, ako yung director. Hindi ako yung on stage or on cam. And I guess it does seem like there were other plans for me because this particular ad that I landed, which was the first ad I ever landed, it was a TV commercial, it was a print ad, it was a radio ad. I just tagged along with my sister. Naglalakad kami sa mall. There was a sign saying it was the Healthy Hair Quest. And my sister, if anyone knows her, beautiful long hair, very confident, really modelesque. And siya yung sinali, salingkit lang ako. But unexpectedly, it was me who landed the job. And it led to more TV commercials, more magazine covers, more editorials. And this was at a time that there was no social media. So ang consumption ng media noon talagang TV, print, at radio lang. Yun lang ang source ng advertising and marketing. So going back to kanina, I was about to be deployed as a writer in ABS-CBN. Another extremely unexpected thing happened along the way. So anyone who is a writer for production for TV, you might know the term idiot board. So idiot board is basically like a board with a script, with the spiels. Usually nakikita yan sa behind the scenes ng mga ASAP or mga talk show. So I was doing idiot boards for Drew Arellano, who then was a new host, the up-and-coming host. And I was supposed to write for a show that he was supposed to be in. And then his handler, Jet Palia, comes up to me and asks, di ba ikaw yung nasa magazine cover or ganitong commercial? Ba't ka nandyan? Gusto mo bang maging artista? And so, super shy me had like a life crossroad. And I just said that I didn't sing, I didn't dance, I don't act, but I was open to trying hosting. And so he then connected me with Boy Abunda, who to this day is still my manager. And that door that opened, choosing to take that risk, again, changed my life. So I remember specifically thinking, so this particular photo with a vintage Karen and vintage Ryan and baby me was for a program called Why Speak. So it was a youth debate show. So we would take different social issues, tapos may guests, tapos magde-debate. And I remember booking that show, being so overwhelmed because at the end of the show, the three hosts would give their opinion. And I was like, paano ako magbibigay ng opinion? Katabi ni Ryan Agoncillo and Karen Davila. At that time, they were already the Karen and the Ryan. But of course, when you are given your shot, you do your best, right? And I thought at the time, hosting, okay na racket to for mga 2 to 3 years. And then, itutuloy ko na yung filmmaking dreams ko. That's what I thought then. Fast forward to now, I've been a television host for 17 years and counting. So really, those doors that open for you, it's a crossroad and you really have a lot to think about. And I was always interested talaga in behind the scenes. So ever since YSpeak to SNN to PBB to Cinema News and all the other shows I've done, I've always been, di ba production ang gusto ko. Tinitingnan ko na nasan yung camera, nasan yung lights, how do you write a script. I was interested in the whole process. And through my hosting journey, once in a while, I would still get asked, kailan ka aarte? O audition ka naman para sa ganito. But I guess I was just so sure that singing, dancing, acting was not for me, but that hosting was that something I wanted to be better at and to really hone my craft. And so I guess given this, a few questions that I want you to ask yourself is, what am I good at? Okay, what am I good at? Even though I was a very, very shy girl growing up, I knew na kahit papano I spoke well, naman ako sa mommy ko, sa daddy ko. And it was really just getting over that stage fright that was getting in my way. What needs improvement? So aside from knowing your strengths, kailangan alam mo, ano din yung hindi mo kaya? Ano yung kailangan mong pagsikapan pa? What do you still have to learn? And again, like I said earlier, you have to be 100% honest with yourself, with your answers to these questions. You can ask yourself, what do I like doing ba? What don't I like doing? Because that can help you make your decision when an opportunity presents itself, when a door opens for you. And for me, most importantly, what values matter to me? And let me show you something. You can go onto Google and Google personal core values or list of core values, list of personal values, and a lot of lists like this will come up. Now, this one, you really have to take time to do this. We did this recently, an exercise for She Talks Asia, which is a group, a startup that I am co-founder of. We had to figure out ano ba yung values mo. So what we did was we have this list. We listed 15, cut it down to 10, cut it down to 5, and cut it down to 3. And if I'm not mistaken, mine were goodness, service, and integrity. Those are my 3 most important values. And for some, it's different, right? For some, it's excellence, right? For some, it's passion. For some, iba-iba talaga tayong lahat. For some, it's curiosity. And so you really have to take time to do this. And why do I say that? Early on, I knew that integrity was a value I hold dear to me. And that has guided me with all my decisions when it comes to my career, actually even personal life. So for example, a company inquires to work with me, a personality inquires to work with me or for me to interview them. Kung hindi aligned yung values namin, that would result into a no. And it's not about being choosy. It's about holding true to your core na ito yung pinaniniwalaan ko. For example, you are big on sustainability. Importante yun sa'yo. So you can't work for a company na alam mo yung mga practices nila are very wasteful or environment friendly, right? So you have to be sure with what values you hold dear. So after around 6 or 7 years of working as a TV host, I knew that I wanted to grow, I wanted to expand, pero hindi talaga ako singer, hindi talaga ako actress or dancer. I wanted to do more things. So an unexpected door once again opened for me. So let me show you this. Okay, this happened in around 2010. I was hosting for around 7 years already, like I said. And someone who will be speaking with you later, Suki Salvador, I remember this vividly, asked me, Bianca, do you want to be editor-in-chief of Meg Magazine? I was like, what? I have no publishing background whatsoever. And actually to this day, and Suki, I know you are behind the scenes here. I don't know why. I don't know what Suki saw that made him think that I could do the job. But because it was a time that I was like, host ba ang gusto kong gawin forever? And how can I expand? How can I grow? I can't just be stagnant. And so I said, okay, napakahirap niya. It's a totally different field. And yes, Lynn, who is the fashion and beauty girl of NYLON, was our intern. So I took the job, and it was such a learning experience because it was a new industry. Talagang the learning curve had to be like that. And I also had to figure out, again, connected to the values earlier, ano ba yung leadership style ko? Another opportunity opened up around 2010 as well, which was to write for the Philippine Star. So I remember this meeting also. Milet Manangkil, who is the lifestyle editor of the Philippine Star, asked through her daughter Risa Manangkil Trillo, to set up a meeting with me. So nag-coffee yata kami and snacks. And at that time, I had a blog. And blogging way back then is so different from what it is now. Blogging then was like an online journal, not monetized, not anything. It was just really all feelings and thoughts. And based on that little blog, Tita Milet said, Bianca, do you want to start your own column in Philippine Star lifestyle section? I was like, what? Parang I always loved writing, but to be given this opportunity was such a big deal. And I had to up my game kasi iba na yung broadsheet. And I see Venice here in our comment section, yes to grabbing every opportunity. Actually, it's not about grabbing every opportunity. It's figuring out and intentionally thinking, tama ba yung opportunity na yon for you? And so, because the reason I loved hosting kasi was I was a medium. I told stories. Like I said earlier, I'm very shy. And I think the reason why I love hosting is because as a host, hindi ako yung bida. Iba yung bida and I'm the medium. And so these two opportunities allowed me to do that as well. As a magazine editor, we featured stories and people. As a writer who interviewed people, the spotlight was also on other people. Ako lang yung medium. So you see what I'm saying? It's not about grabbing every opportunity. You have to know your values. Simon Sinek said, diba, know your why, and that will help you make the decisions. And it's not about being choosy because I did so many jobs na walang bayad in the start, as in. But I did it because I wanted to gain experience. I wanted to learn. I wanted to grow and learn more, which is why I gave into those jobs even if walang bayad at the start, of course. So I super love this experience of working with Meg Magazine and with the newspaper. And I guess from this, some questions I'd like you to ask yourself is, whatever job or whatever course you're in now, am I learning all I can? You know that question na parang, paano kung yung gusto ko gawin hindi connected sa course ko? I get that letter so many times from when I opened the Paano ba to email address way back to now. You know what? Even if your course is not connected to what you can do, it's not a loss. Anything that you learn from whatever course you're in now, anything that you learn from whatever job you're in now that you don't really like, meron at meron kang makukuha doon. A skill, a new person you met, a network, a circle, the way to do things. You figure out your values, you figure out your leadership style. Are you learning all you can where you are now? That's important. Second is, okay ba akong katrabaho? And this is crucial to me because you can be good Pero kung tsaka katrabaho, if people don't like working with you, girl, I'm sorry, they'll get someone who may not be technically as good as you, pero masarap katrabaho. I learned that the hard way because honestly, there was a time in my hosting career na, parang I was younger, medyo lumaki ulo, and parang hindi ako okay katrabaho. I remember this. I was, short of saying, parang may time na nagpaka-diva ako. And to this day, really, I can't say I regret it, but I've learned so much from it. And for me, parang, masarap katrabaho, collaborative katrabaho will, for me, personally, always win versus someone who is just technically good pero hindi magandang katrabaho. So, pakikisama is very important. Third question, am I expanding my network? This is so important. And again, I cannot stress this much. If ever any of you in the future would have to take a job that you don't like but pays the bills, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing what I meant to do. I'm not living my full potential. No. That job that you are doing now because you have to pay the bills, that is part of your process. And learn all you can wherever you are now and use that experience to expand your network. Now, the reason I raised my history with a magazine and with a broadsheet was when I was working on TV, I would attend events. I remember as a model in shoots, I would ask around. So I expanded the circles that I knew. And I guess that's why Suki and Tita Millet reached out because I wouldn't have known more of them if I didn't meet them at an event or made an effort to chika, di ba? Are you expanding your network? So many people I have interviewed just because nag-slide ako into their DMs. Take your shot. I love the saying that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Another one, do I open doors for others? Now, this for me is a learning, siguro in my 30s na. We are given opportunities by others, correct? So when the chance comes that you can open that door for someone else, please do it. Because that's what we're here for, right? The door is open for us, we open the door for others. And that's just how everything works. And again, you always have to ask yourself, are my values in check? As you go through your career, as more doors open, align ba to sa values ko? Hindi masyado. Align ba to sa values ko? Align ba to sa importante sa akin? You have to keep that in mind. Yet again, another door opened after a few years, and this was 2014. I was working on TV. I was editor of a young women's magazine, and I was a columnist in the newspaper. And as a writer, I guess dream mo talaga to write a book. And so in 2014, I pitched again to Suki and to the late Sari. Hi, Sari. A book. At that time, one mega group had coffee tables, but they had no paperback books. And hindi again ako yung type na magsusulat ng autobiography, but I figured out, ano ba yung kaya kong gawin? Ano ba yung hinihingi sa akin ng mga tao usually? Ano ba yung tinatanong nila? And it was most usually advice. So I pitched the book. Thankfully, they said yes to me right away. And in 2014, Paano ba to? How to Survive Growing Up, the book was born. Fast forward to 2016. I had been working on TV by then for 10, 11 years, and I felt a bit stuck. I felt like working 10 years as a TV host, there were so many shows that I wanted to do. There were so many shows na I told Tito Boy, ask naman the management, gusto kong mag-audition to host that show. But I was not given the chance. For some reason, of course, and management would know who to place where. And I was just not being given the chances to prove myself. And I was getting frustrated, of course. I'm like, kaya ko i-host yung show na yan eh. Bakit hindi ako pina-audition dyan? Or how come hindi inisip na ako yung ilagay dyan? And it wasn't a jealousy thing because konti lang naman ang hosts talaga sa Pilipinas, and we all support each other. But it was more of like, hindi bakit siya. It was more of bakit hindi ako. And at that time where I felt that I wasn't being given as much opportunities on free TV as I wanted, pushed me to do something. And that is when the YouTube channel was born. So I've always wanted to be on YouTube for a long, long time. Pero yun nga going back to my first statement, sobra akong shy. I am so not the type to share, this is what happened in my day, or house tour, or challenge. Sobra akong private person, sobra akong nahihiya. And so I had several concepts in mind, being a filmmaker wannabe at the time, having experience as a brainstormer. And one day, I just saw the book cover on my desk. I was like, oh my God, ang tagal kong nag-iisip ng concept for the YouTube channel, and there it was, looking me in the eye. Paano ba to? Iba yung advice when you read it. Iba yung advice when I'm speaking with someone who went through that problem, saying it on cam. So I was like, okay, that's my YouTube channel. And so it started very, very small. Again, going back to earlier, with the network I was able to build working all these years. The first few guests, Boya Bunda, Karen Davila, Pia Wurtzbach, who I was not even close to, nag-DM lang ako. Who else? Atom Araulio, all the Isa Calzado, all these big names na na-meet ko lang dahil sa work because I network. And when I told them of the concept of the YouTube channel and the vision and the mission behind Paano Ba To, which is to give advice and to share what they know, everyone immediately says yes. I guess when people resonate with a vision, resonate with a purpose, with an objective, it's not hard for them to go on board. And so in 2016, the YouTube channel was born. I'm not the usual celebrity YouTuber who easily gets millions of views. To this day, honestly, videos get 5,000 views. Medyo mataas na para sa akin yung 20,000 views. It's not in the millions, but I have to be honest and say a lot of times, it can get to you di ba? Parang, shucks, is it worth all the effort? Lahat ng pagpupuyat na parang mag-edit ako, mag-check ako, working with my editor, her name's Kirsten. Is it worth it? Parang abonado pa ako sa editor ko because I really don't earn from my YouTube channel. It's really more of my parang giving back project. But when I get letters and messages of how a particular video or episode helped a person, it brings me back to my why, to my values. It's like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And no matter the numbers, because I feel like I'm hitting my objective, which is not quantity, but the quality of the lives touched, then I go on. The year after, which is this one, I formed Paano Ba To Live, which was, for me, parang na-frustrate ako na the video was very one way. It was very us giving advice, and then we'd read comments na lang in the comment section. I wanted it to be a live workshop, more interactive, which is how Paano Ba To Live was born. Now it is, I think I've done nine already, but three of those virtual. And then just this year, I turned it into Paano Ba To the podcast as a big podcast listener. For me, I'm able to go deep dive more with my guests. And what I do now, and this is a content creator tip, I maximize my output, which is I interview someone, and let's say the running time is 30 minutes. 10 minutes of that goes to the YouTube channel, and the full 30 minutes goes to the podcast because, as you know, different people consume media differently on different platforms. Anyway, sorry, side note yon. So yeah, Paano Ba To the podcast, a Spotify exclusive. Yeah, Spotify believed in me as well and made it an exclusive, so super grateful for that. Questions to ask yourself. Am I dreaming new dreams? Am I dreaming new dreams? I felt stuck, right? I told you. I felt very stuck. I felt like I'm not being given the chances. Hindi ako pinipili. So, ano yung new dreams na pwede ko gawin para sa sarili ko? Number 2, which is very important. Am I honoring my journey? For me, this is very important because it's so easy to compare ourselves to others. Oh, siya, nakaganito na siya. Siya, nakaganito na siya. Not even about jealousy all the time, although sometimes it is, but a lot of like, siya nandito na, ako nandito pa lang. But if there's anything I've learned in life is that, for example, I don't get to land a job that I really wanted. A year after, 2 years after, sometimes 5 years after, I land a different, better job that I realize, kaya ako pala hindi nakuha yun dati kasi ito yung para sa akin. So honor your journey and honor your pace. That is so, so, so important. Iba-iba tayo ng ugali, iba-iba tayo ng skills, iba-iba tayo ng talent. So please, honor your journey, honor your pace because meron yung talagang para sa'yo. Next, what doors can I create? What opportunities can I create for myself? Which is really the story of Paano ba to? Again, wala doon. So sige, anong pwede ko gawin para sa sarili ko? Next, what does the world need? And I learned this from a journalism teacher. Sabi niya, you have to ask yourself, what can I do and what does the world need more of? Saan nagmi-meet yun? Ano yung mga kaya ko gawin? Ano yung mga skills ko? Ano yung kailangan ng mundo? What does society need more of? So that could be a sweet spot for you. And lastly, again, going back to the values, how can my values and what I value help me? Like I said earlier, core values of mine include service. And I have held true to that. In a lot of things that I choose to do and the work I choose to say yes to, how does it give value to others? How can I serve others? How can I use whatever it is I was given to serve others? So, in my case, I may not have fulfilled my first dream of what I wanted to do with my life, but I trusted the process. I worked very hard. Guys, hard work is so important talaga. And life has brought me something better than I originally dreamt for myself. So with that, I leave you with this story and a bit of an assignment. At the very, very start of my career, I remember getting into a meeting with Tito Boy and saying, sabi niya, ano ba talaga gusto mo gawin, Bianca? Kasi sabi ko nga, I don't want to act, sing, or dance. Hosting lang. And diniretso niya ako. Sabi niya, Bianca, if you want to become a host, wala masyadong opportunities dyan. Hindi kasing taas yung bayad dyan. Are you sure that this is what you want to do? Iilan lang ang shows na pwedeng i-host versus kung umarte ka, ang dami. And I said, those are really not my interests. I really want to try just hosting for now. And he said, okay. And I remember telling him, Tito Boy, ang gusto ko kasi, yung credibility ni Karen Davila. Sabi ko ganon, yung interviewing skills niya, yung credibility niya. Gusto ko din, Tito Boy, yung energy ni Pia Guanyo. Because at that time, there weren't a lot of female hosts. And if I'm not mistaken, talagang Pia was the biggest when I was starting. Sabi ko, I love her energy. I love how she's able to like make people listen to her. I even remember telling him, Tito Boy, gusto ko din ng parang Cheche Lazaro, yung kaya mag-public service. Yung parang exposes issues, talks about issues, people listen to her. So I remember painting him that picture. Sabi ko, Tito Boy, I want to be able to be a host that can do entertainment shows, but at the same time, do current affair shows. And people will listen to me in both. I'll be credible in both. And that really didn't exist at the time. But I said, yan yung gusto ko. Yan yung na-paint ko. And so, it's so surreal. Actually, preparing this talk, it's so surreal na sinabi ko yun dati. Kasi, grabe, slowly, through the years, after 17 years, I'd like to think I'm in a place that is that. And so this is my assignment for you. I want you to list 3 names, just like I did. List 3 names. And this is the assignment that I would like you to share to NYLON Manila and to me as well, because I am hoping to find a gem in our list of attendees. So list 3 names, just like I made you kwento. Sorry, may construction dito. May live po tayo. Okay, sorry, I hope you don't hear that. List 3 names. This is what people call life peg, right? List 3 names. I don't believe in like pegging just one person eh. Peg several persons and per person list what about them. Like I said, I wanted Pia Guanyo's, parang she has this electric energy. I wanted Karen's credibility and integrity. So list those 3 names. What about them? Ano yung gusto mong qualities na ito gusto ko, ito gusto ko? And what is it ba that you envision? Like I mentioned earlier, for me, it was the dream was to become a host that could do entertainment programs like Pinoy Big Brother, but could also do social commentary. I wanted to do that. So list that. 3 personalities. What about them do you like? And ano ba yung ini-envision mo for yourself? Because this is actually the inspiration for the latest series that I did on Paano ba to, which is Legends Only. I don't believe in how to be you po, right? And so for this series, I asked, how you became you? Because I'd like to learn from your journey. Baka may pinagdaanan ka na pinagdaanan ko din na pwede ko gamitin to be the best me. So instead of asking how to be you po, I want to ask how you became you. And so I guess I'd like to end with this assignment, because for me, don't dream to be the next blank, right? Don't, because you are the next Phoebe Poblete. You are the next Pamela Castaño. You are the next Andre Benedict Mendiola. No, you're not the next. You're the only. You deserve much more than being the next, because you are the only you. There is only one you. So slowly but surely, figure out your path, work hard. Again, be sure about your values and what you value. Because if you do your best right now, wherever you are, it will definitely take you to your next and will help you be your best. So that's it. Thanks, everyone. I also compiled all the questions here. I compiled all the questions, even the sheet with the values, the list of the values in this URL, so you can screenshot it. Yeah, and then you can get all the files from there. So that's it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, NYLON.